What's going on, guys? So today we're going to be taking a look at the Koln. Koln? Koln? I don't know. I'm not German, so my pronunciation is totally going to be off. If you want to comment down below and leave your hate and dispatch your anger towards me, that's completely fine. But this is the first cruiser that I've actually really got my hands on and actually got a little bit of testing done. I've played 2 games in this thing so far. This is just one of the games. It's actually my first one, where, spoiler alert, we lost. I didn't do too much, but that's not really the point. I kind of wanted to talk about how this ship feels and how I feel about naval forces as a whole growing and the ships that they've been adding. So obviously these are bigger boats that they added this patch. A couple destroyers, I think 2 destroyers and 3 cruisers I believe they added, and they're all big boats. Nothing super small, nothing carrying fake exoset missiles, nothing with autocannons. These are tried and true destroyers, cruisers that should use guns similar fashion, in a similar fashion to World of Warships, right? So I'm using this as a comparison just in the beginning, just because they're both boat games, and everybody that hasn't played boats, to my knowledge yet, says they're waiting for bigger things. So what does this mean? Bigger things to come. How do I feel about the bigger boats? Do they play well? I think that they play pretty fun. Not the best experience yet, but I think that has to be fledged out with new game modes and new maps. Because, so for example, just digress a little bit here. In this map, I go around the right hand side, run into a couple destroyers, and then that's the game for me. I'm not moving fast enough to go into the middle of the map and really deal with anything in there. I'm too fat. I don't want to go in with big 15-centimeter guns and not really be able to do anything. But from the small combat that I got, I really like how responsive ships are, where you can actually aim for weak points, actually get one-shots pretty consistently with a ship like this, but also deal little damage sometimes. You'll bounce sometimes, and sometimes you'll get hit. I think it feels, it's really cool when you have to break an enemy ship down and kind of hit like small points on it, and then they have to do the same for you. Let's say you take out a turret, and then they take out a turret, and then you launch some torps. They have to evade the torps. I just like the sense of War Thunder ships, how they handle all that better than World of Warships, right? World of Warships is more of the arcadey thing, the health bars. This is different. So they're different games, they do different things, but using them as an example for each other, a lot of the ships that are in World of Warships are probably going to be put in War Thunder in the future. Now, I don't think we're ready for battleships yet, but I think these bigger cruisers are just a step in the right direction. As you see there, how satisfying did that look? It's super cool to just be up close with an enemy ship and launch a nice salvo, and you see it go directly into his magazine. And then here I still have to fight off the remnants of him because he launched 2 torps. So that little tension while you're moving this big boat and it's not really doing what you want it to do because it's so massive, it's just fun. And I think that it's moving really well. They're actually making leaps and bounds in naval forces, whereas in the past, and I mean even now, air-to-air missiles coming is a big thing, but since then nothing really came to the air for about 4 years. So to see all of these boats and stuff being added and really progressing the game, I know there's a new convoy mode that I haven't really been able to try out yet. It's just fun, and I like seeing it grow, and I urge all of you to test it out. Now, from Hippie, he's a friend of the channel, he's a friend of Miles too, he knows a lot about these boats. From what he told me, the Koln is you want to kill it when you see it on the battlefield. It's a little tanky, but it sheds the turtleback armor of the Emden, so it's essentially weaker but with better guns. So it has more firepower, and I can attest to the firepower. It's fantastic. It feels a lot like the Gulfster, but with way more guns, and I love how the Gulfster plays. This thing is pretty fast for a ship of its size and its magnitude. So obviously it's weaker than the Emden, but it has way more firepower. And the way the armor is laid out, it still kind of protects the ammo rack. It's sandwiched on the bottom of the ship where it kind of just holds the magazine inside. And the Emden, of course, has all that residual armor everywhere, or makes the smaller ships harder to pen you. This is more of like the sniper rifle ships. This is the ship destroyer of ships being added. So that's kind of its role. It's here to take out bigger ships. It's here to take them out with ease and pen through them like butter. Now, there is something too to note about this ship that I really like, is the staggered turret configuration on the back of the ship. So the majority of your firepower is on the back of the ship, and you can really trip somebody up if you turn the ship completely around and start moving away from them, but you're still firing at them. Now, of course, you got to do more calculation with the math and the how far or which way they're going and the trajectory. But if you can master this skill, I would assume that running away from somebody, you're hiding your vital components, aside from just being a sitting duck. You're thinning your ship out, and you're still able to hit them with 6 15-centimeter cannons, which is just purely fantastic. I absolutely love it. So this is about the end of this game. I just roll around now and attempt to kill some of these ships that are spawning in, but our team kind of died in the middle, and we didn't have smaller boats to cap. So I think cruiser play. I did spawn at the cruiser, the actual cruiser spawn point this match. It took me quite some time to get into battle, and I just kind of wish that there was more battle that happened this game. I kind of saw about 3 people and had very little impact on the game. I think a lot of people took river boats into this game, or the PT boats, and sailed into the middle of the map, but that's a whole topic for a different day. More about game modes and map design, but as far as the actual playability of boats versus boats and how they're turning out, I'm pretty excited for the future. I hope they continue to work on this mode and add cooler and cooler vessels. Hey, look, I used the right word, vessels. So if you're new to the channel, feel free to click that subscribe button. I upload War Thunder videos pretty much daily. I'm working on an AMX-10 video, and I also have a nice saber montage to combat the MiG-19 that I've been playing recently. Not the old saber, the super saber. I've been having a lot of fun with the AIM-9s, and playing with friends in a full squad at top tier is really good. And there's also something else that's pretty funny about top tier now. If you play with your friends who are playing F2 sabers, and then you have 2 and 2, right? 2 F2s, 2 super sabers. It's a really good balance to take out the low speed aircraft and the high speed aircraft, using a plethora of missiles and teamwork. So I've been just really enjoying ARB, even though ARB is kind of stale still. It's not like adding AIM-9s and faster jets was going to fix it. I still think there needs to be leaps and bounds in the game mode department, in the map department. I haven't even played Afghanistan, which is the new map yet, which is just disheartening to me. But you know, what can we say? Beggars can't be choosers. So I'm trying to enjoy what we have now. Let me know what you'd like to see in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace, peace.